Hello and welcome to another Let's Play of Eldfall Chronicles Northern Wind. As you can see here, we are at the mountaintop shrine Heavenly Guardians, and let's jump right into the narrative. A fortified gatehouse towers before you, its imposing presence a stark reminder of the beginning of your journey, where a similar gate marked your path. Now you stand at the entrance of a grand shrine, its foundations resting upon the bones of an even older sanctum. Once left to ruin, it was reclaimed by monks rededicated to two mighty spirits, the wrathful guardians of Rishin, sworn protectors of the sacred tombs that lie higher up on Mount Byodo. Flanking the path, two towering statues stand in solemn watch. One bears an open mouth, the other teeth clenched. Their muscular forms are chiseled with masterful precision, their presence both awe-inspiring and foreboding. Open one, the cycle of rebirth is etched in solemn detail, a grim testament to the Ashura of a Rinshinkyo faith. Demonic beings cursed to an endless fate, their torment unfold in stone, open death. They shed their humanoid guise, falling into beasthood, monstrous, unthinking. Their forms are unmistakably to you, Oni brutes. Through war, through hunger, through the grotesque act of devouring flesh, they claw their way back to grace only for the cycle to begin anew. An unending circle, ever turning like the great wheel of existence. The other statue tells a different story. Divine figures are etched into its surface, depicting in the act of binding the demons through sacred rites, the power of foreboding of order. Above all, one carving catches your eyes, Mount Byodo's peak, once whole, unbroken, standing untouched before the fracture that splits it asunder. So, as you can see here, we have placed the board, the heroes, and encounter token 1. The quest ends when specified. And since we are here, we have to do a weather check. Regroup, brief respite, daylight. We are at the night, so just to remind it, and hateful fortitude. So no weather in play. I will put them back, reshuffle the chaos deck once it is the chaos deck's turn. And with all this, let's jump right into the game. Strategic phase, Spectral side onto herself. I don't know what will happen. And now, let's start with... Do I want Nara to do that? Yeah, come on. Let's Nara do this. 1, 2, 3. She will trigger the encounter token. And we will go in. Encounter 1. The heavy wood gates groans as you push them open, revealing sacred grounds dominated by a grand shrine perched atop a small hill. From within the worship hall, a faint discordant strain of gagaku, something like this, the ceremonial music of the imperial courts, drifts through the air, unsettling it in its dissonance. Place tiles. Space 1 attached to encounter 1. Okay, place encounter 2 and 3, intrigue, blah blah blah. Desecrated shrine. If there are more desecrated shrines on the field than resorted shrines, each time the hero suffers a wound, they suffer another wound. Bad exit. You may not until there are hostiles present. Okay, exit is here. Restoring shrines. A model may restore a desecrated shrine before first it must perform interact with the same remove an item of choice from its inventory as an offering. Next, it must perform ritual on the same space. These two actions do not need to be consecutive. Once complete, the shrine is restored. Desecrated shrine into restored shrine. Okay, and we have here's one, I believe. Yep. Okay, so I will place it, then I will use it to reshuffle the chaos deck, and as you can see here, we also have some treasure tokens. Okay, this might become interesting, so we will see what happens. Okay, as you can see here, the layout is a little bit different, but now 1, 2, 3 now has a fourth square she can move. And she will use a dodge action to dodge 2 additional squares. One here, making an intelligence roll to see if her scouting ahead ability triggers. With an 18 it doesn't, so she goes another space here. I believe aquatic does not interfere with movement. Let me just grab the half speed and agility and bonus negative. Okay, so how do I want to do that? Yeah, then she will not use a dodge action, she will run into it. And I will immediately trigger Encounter 2. So let's see. Encounter 2, okay, it immediately starts with a fate check. This might take a while. If you do not have fate A, K, H, or F, I have fate I. So, if you have fate red F, I do not, but not fate read okay, I do not have it. If you have fate green K, I do not, or fate H, I do not. If you have fate I and fate F, I do not have fate F. If you have fate K, fate I do not have fate K. If you have fate I, check, but do not have fate K or H or F, check. Read secret log C26. Okay, so let's go to secret log C26 on which page? 141. Excuse me. Okay, here. The dissonant melody cuts off abruptly. Slow, deliberate footsteps echo through the hall, growing louder with each step. From the shadowy depth, a familiar figure steps into the light. Aomaru, his left arm where the gauntlet had rested when you last faced him, is no longer strong and whole. Instead, his flesh has blackened, charred like brittle charcoal. Deep cracks spiderweb along his skin. From within those fractures, a sickly purple miasma seeps, burning through his form, a slow but undeniable poison eating away at him from within. Welcome to our divinity's domain. Unfortunately, this is where your bold journey ends. None may trespass beyond this point, he says, gesturing towards the path on your right. His voice is deep and resonant. Behind you, the gates slam shut with a thunderous finality. Then an all-too-familiar unhinged whisper fills the hallway, a voice you had hoped never to hear again. The little flashbacks that got away, she murmurs, shifting between low tones and a manic giggle. You've already had pleasure to meet Gurren, the blue Rosetsu says, reclaiming your attention with a theatrical bow. As a guardian of Akashigami no Mikoto, we cannot allow you to interfere with the descent of our august divinity. The two Rosetsu stand in stark contrast. One is graceful, calculating, the other raw, unchained. A balance of terror not unlike the original guardian of Rishinkyo. Aomaru stands his elegant form poised, exuding serpentine menace, his presence suffocating. As a matter of fact, he purrs, the words coiling like a whispering promise of death. You will make a fine sacrifice for our god and his mistress. Place blue Rosetsu, red Rosetsu, place Oni Marauder. If you do not have fate D, I do not have it. Place an obstacle in between encounter 1 and encounter 1 space and 1. Okay, behind Nara, she's trapped there. If you incapacitate, receive fate K. If you incapacitate, red receive fate F. Okay. Gurren is a boss type who can exploit weak points, number of weak points 1 or 2, and it is whenever possible. It cannot use range attacks. Yeah. If Aomaru is present on the field, it will attempt to invade the minds of the hero at the start of the hostile turn. After the chaos card is resolved, the hero with the most weak points None of my heroes have some. Becomes confused if the closest to the Rosetta is affected. The heroes in question may try to prevent this by spending a P and performing a successful action. Okay, so I will place all the Onis, the obstacle, and then I will continue with my hero's turn. So I'll let you join as soon as I have done this. Here we are, and Nara's in quite a pickle with 2 boss Oni and 2 normal Onis encircling her, and here cut off from her teammates. So with this, Sagan is the next to activate. 1, 2, 3. He has a movement of 2, therefore he used a run action to get up to there. Next is Anari, 1, 2, casting Melting Touch on Sagan. Arcane Step going 1 space forward. Now Sagan has the burn 1 ignoring armor. With his Martial Gravitas, he's now allowed to make an attack, which cannot be modified, so it's a strike 1 melee attack only. Sadly, it cannot be modified. Okay, so 19 or less, and it's a natural 20, so therefore he misses the literal gate. Now, that's not as I planned originally, so therefore Theros, 1, 2, 3, going up to here. It has an armor of 5, so Theros uses his Thenian crossbow. Assassination 1, trying to get through the gate. 16 he hits, and he puts 1 wound onto the gate. Here it is. Now, Anari will cast... Would she? No, she will wait. Sagan will attack the gate. 2 strikes normally, 1 for second wind. He will make a third attack. 19 or less because he's enchanted. These are 3 hits. Ignoring armor, power 15. 1, 2 wounds with a 7 and a 3 and a 19. 2 additional wounds, and now the burn quality, 6 and an 8. That is enough to destroy the gate. And Theros could also have been able to attack. But now with this, it is out of activation. Has one. Now it's Nara's turn again, I think. And Nara will use a dodge action. Will she use a dodge action? The Red Rosetsu, let's see what she will do in her reactive role. Melee attack using Berserk 3, so... Okay. And Gurren has 3 activations, so this might become quite damaging, crippling with this. Okay. Or will Nara jump onto her to attack her? She has only a defense of 13. Anari will activate first. 1, 2, and she will cast Melting Touch on Theros. Because now Theros will attack Gurren. Let me just place a few activation tokens to make clear. He has 3. The Oni Marauder have 2 each. And also Gurren has 3. So, Theros will attack Gurren, and since Gurren is not within 1 space, she will make a dodge towards the attacker. But before that, Theros goes 1 space back, shooting at Gurren. Gurren will try to dodge with a 10. Gurren has an agility of 13. Therefore, she successfully dodges. Otherwise, Theros would have hit. And now she's in the same space as Sagan, which might become problematic or good, depends on. And now Nara has also the jump skill, the leap skill, sorry. And the leap allows her may perform a jump special move as a normal, ignoring movement penalties. So now I will use it to jump over this one, 1, 2, getting into the same space as Gurren and Sagan. And she will attack Gurren now, since she is boosted because of Lover's Bond, to an offense of 19. Gurren has a defense of 13. And Gurren will use Berserker 3. Berserk 3, okay. So Gurren has 1 strike. Nara has 2 strikes because of a claws. Activated twice. This is also her second activation. So Gurren has a defense of 13. This is a 7. Nara has an offense of 19, 11 and 7. Therefore 2 hits for Nara against Gurren. Nara has a power of 15. She does not ignore armor currently. So we have minus armor 3. It's 12 or less. This is cocked. It's 112. Gurren has the Berserker class, toughness to ignore it. With a 10, she ignored the wound. Now I will read up on the Berserker class. Will I do that? Not immediately. I will go on. This was all what my heroes can do. Therefore, here we are. The hostiles' activation points return. And we will go with the first card. We have the Freezing Winds. Okay. Freezing Winds are up. It's after the strategic phase, so we are more or less fine. Now the confusion is to the closest. It will be Nara, who might use an activation point to avoid it. The confused state. Let me just have a look. Confuse halves offense, defense, accuracy, and agility and more. Okay. Nara will spend 1 activation point. I will just mark down my heroes because I have to count how many activation each one has. So here we are. Spent already 1. The Oni Marauder start in their active turn. And they are engaged with enemy, no line of sight, no other rotate. They do not have any line of sight. Therefore they will only rotate. Next, Aomaru, the blue Rosetsu will do walk towards enemy, closest, enemy within 1 inch, enemy within 3. He is not, so he will use a walk. He has a ability of 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That was 2. It is now halved. So 1, 2, and 3. He gets into the same space. And now he will attack. Let's see. 1 to 10, it's Nara, otherwise it's Sagan. He will attack Nara. Sagan will use his free protector. And he has an offense of 13, and he has the Charm 2 ability, which means intelligence roll or do nothing. Nara will wait. Sagan has an intelligence of 13. With an 18, he's not able to react. Therefore, he cannot use his protector. Nara herself will try to react because intelligence of 14. 12, she is able to react. She has a defense of 16. Therefore, Nara will use her second activation to defend herself with 1 attack. Aomaru has 2 strikes. The black die are Aomaru, sorry for the pronunciation and that I'm butchering it, with a 13. Minus 2 for Nara's buckler means that he has only an offense of 11. And Nara has one die with a total defense of 16. 15 and 16 are misses from Aomaru, because he has only 11 or less. Nara with an 11 wins this confrontation. And she has a power of 15, minus armor 3, 12 or less. It's a 12. But Aomaru has the Berserker class, so toughness roll with a 7, he ignores it. Okay, that was his turn. These two only rotate, they do nothing else. Now Goran will activate. 1 to 10 she will attack Nara. It's a 4. Sagan will jump in. He is a sentinel. And he will use his Masterful Parry to reduce Goran's offense down to 13. And Goran has 2 3 strikes. So Goran 3 strikes against 13 or less. 3 and a 10, the 17 is a miss. Sagan with a defense of 19 because he's boosted. 5 and 7, this is not good enough. Therefore Sagan loses this confrontation, but he manages to cancel out the 3. The 10 hits because she has sweep 1 and cleave Nara and Sagan. Sagan has an armor of 6. Therefore Goran's power of 19 minus 6 is 13 or less. Natural 1 plus cleave plus this current rule. Sagan gets 3 wounds. Now Nara has an armor of 3. Therefore this is a total of 16 or less. With a 4, these are also 3 wounds, and Nara goes down. Okay. Goran's second activation against Sagan, and it's Sagan's turn. So basically, this Sagan will react. Goran, same procedure as previously. Sagan, 5 and 9. They 2 hit each other once. And Sagan wounds and Goran wounds. Goran is with a 15. She just ignored this wound, so therefore the burn quality does not happen. And Sagan goes down too. Goran's third activation, she will go 1, 2. And with this, Goran will attack Theros. Theros will try to react by throwing a soporific grenade. Will he do that? Or will he just try to dodge 1, 2? No, he will try to... He has only movement of 3, so he has a movement of 3, so he can dodge 2. He will try to dodge. Goran with 3 strikes. These are 3 hits. Theros dodge has an agility of 13. He manages to dodge with a 13. So Goran does not hit him, and he's 1, 2, goes up to here. Okay. That was the the Oni's turn. Let's go right into the hero's turn. Breathing Wind, and Nari with a 12. She failed it because her armor is 3, toughness 8, no AP, and with a 14 she is not wounded at least. Theros with a 4 is fine, which is great because now he can use one of his medicines and he will get Nara right back up. So Nara has not 3 wounds, but she has 2 wounds. And now, because it is still the strategic phase, Nara will cast onto herself Soul Leech to get hit points back if she wounds anyone. Now, with all of this, what do I want to do? Go within reach of Nari, who can't activate anyway, okay, so forget it. Nara has to cast alongside enemy within 1 inch. Within reach, use Berserk 2 instead. Line of sight to enemy within 3. Melee attack using Berserker 1. Type of attack at outside of 3 inches or no line of sight. Dodge towards it. So, excuse me. Active roll and when not crouch. Enemy within the same space. Theros had theoretically 3 strikes. 4 with overwhelming assault. He has only an offense of 13 against Aomaru, who has a total defense of 16 and a sentinel. Not quite attractive for the perspective. I think that Theros will use a dodge action to go 1-2. Therefore, Aomaru will attack. He will, with a 15 and a 9, will hit him theoretically. With a 17, Theros fails to dodge. So 2 hits. And 5 and 11, total power of 19. Minus armor 316, so 2 wounds. And he gets an additional wound, which are 3 wounds. He is down. Aomaru has used one of his activations. And now with this, Nara has to activate. Nara uses her first activation to cast Second Chance onto Sagan, which automatically succeeds. This provokes attack from Aomaru, who uses Berserker 1. Berserker 1 gives him the knockdown trait. So he will try to hit Nara with a 2 and a 3. These are 2 wounds. 2 hits, and 15 and 17. He has a power of 19 minus armor 3. 16 or less is 1 wound, so Nara goes down immediately. Theros gets up with 2 wounds remaining, or 2 healed wounds. And since it was second chance and he was incapacitated, he gets... Was it 1 or 2? He gets 1 activation point back. And with all this, I think it is. I will not play it out, because with the Freezing Winds on and these 2 already here, I will just concede here. I will build it back, or I will let this happen, stay where it is, and I will start this mission anew, because this was a disaster. So, even when it was a quick game and not a good one, but I think with Freezing Winds, I have no chance on winning this, or it would be a drag, because Theros basically cannot die, because with his 2 medicines he can get up, can die, can get up, and so on and so on. And I do not think that this will be fun to play out. So, I will try to make a second game right now and upload it immediately with this one. Hope nevertheless you enjoyed this loss, and I see you in my next Let's Play. Bye!